I'm going to tell you this story, and I don't want you to feel bad for him. I talked to him about it beforehand, and I was like, hey, I want to put this in my special. Are you okay? Would it make you feel embarrassed? And he was like, no. And I was like, thank you, autism. There are some real perks. Real perks. And he was like, but it's a really good story, so if you want to use it, you have to pay me $100. So I paid $100 for this joke, and it is worth every goddamn penny. So I got a call from my son's teacher the day of the testing. And by the way, if you're a special ed teacher, I appreciate you so much. I want you to know, I know you don't get paid a lot, and I know that you have to clean shit up off the walls sometimes, but I love you and I appreciate you, and you can come to anything of mine for free, and you can have free honey, and I love you. Yeah, thanks for special ed teachers. They're saints, absolute saints. They're really doing the most amazing work. I got a call from his teacher who's been so good to him for so many years, and he was like, hey, just thought I'd let you know your son had a little accident during the testing today. He seems fine with it. Of course he does. But some of the other kids were teasing him, you know, maybe when he gets home, talk to him about what happened. So when my son came home, I'm like, hey, bud, I heard you had a little problem during class today. You want to talk about what happened? My son was like, oh, yeah, I shit my pants. And he's like, yeah, full on. And I was like, oh, well, do you want to provide maybe a little more detail on what went down? And he was like, oh, sure, yeah, okay. You know, I think the situation was that I did trust a fart when I should not have. Sure. Yeah. Those will squeak away from you, right? Like those will, yeah, some of you got very quiet on that, like you've never shit your pants, and I don't appreciate that at all. Everybody in the world has shit their pants. You know, this is a very divided time in our country's history. And the one thing that we have to unite us as a people, as Americans, is that we've all shit our pants at some point. And I want to have this section taking that away from America. Just because, oh, I'm sorry, no, you guys just have excellent sphincter control. It's never happened. Everybody shit their pants, and some people have shit a white sundress on a first date is a thing that's happened to some people. So my son, I was like, well, what did you do? How did you handle it? And my son was like, oh, well, you know, I just went up to the teacher, and I was like, 2 things. Number 1, I'm gonna need another pencil. Number 2, I've shit my pants. Equally important things, these 2 things. And the teacher, who again is so kind and lovely, was like, go to the bathroom and clean up, you know, just don't let anybody know. So my son goes to the bathroom, he throws his underwear away, he cleans up, he's a real trooper. So I was like, well, if you handled it so efficiently and quietly, like how did anybody know to even tease you? And he was like, oh, that, well, when I got outside the bathroom, one of the kids from my class was sitting there crying because he was worried that he had failed that test. So I went over to him and was like, hey man, at least you didn't shit your pants. Which is so beautiful, right? Like, I just think that's so amazing. Yeah, what a nice boy. You know, sometimes autistic people can struggle with like empathy and compassion, and I mean, who among us doesn't? That's like the big thing, right? But I just thought it was so beautiful that my autistic son would take a moment and comfort this poor idiot kid, you know, just... It's nice. Take a moment for the less fortunate. It's nice. But then that fucking kid, he told all the kids in my son's class that my son had had an accident, and he gave him the nickname Shit Shorts. Well, yeah, which is rough. That's hard. We all remember junior high, remember, you know, having a rough time. But I feel like there's enough of a comedian in me that I was like, oh, I kind of respect that professionally. Shit shorts. Like, that's some pretty solid 1980s bullying right there. You don't see that kind of dedication to the craft from kids anymore, is my point. Like, shit shorts, not everybody's on board. But we're all gonna say it together just to have a feel for it. So let's 1, 2, 3, shit shorts. It felt pretty good, didn't it? Should we go push a 7th grader? Let's do after the thing here. Shit shorts. And I was like, well, that's probably gonna stick with you. I had a very dumb nickname as a teenager. Also, you should just lean into that, you know, just, you're shit shorts now. Be shit shorts, own it, take it, make it yours. And then in college, you can be like, shit shorts for all my keg, you know, just. But I couldn't tell, you know, sometimes with autistic kids, it's hard to tell. He's so stoic, he can be a little monotone. I couldn't tell if he was upset, so I was like, hey, just to check in, like, are you okay about the shit shorts thing? Are your feelings hurt? And my son was like, oh, no, I'll be shit shorts. I fucking nailed that test, so. He did, you guys. He's not wrong.